Hey bike farmers, thanks for clicking in. In this video, we're gonna take an in-depth look on my custom Waterford Brevet bike. I call it my Brevet bike because I built it for randoneering, which is long distance, self-supported cycling. Hence the big bag, fenders, dynamo hub, lights. We do long distance rides that sometimes go into the night, so you gotta have lights. This is the fanciest bike I own. I've spent the most time thinking about it, designing it, had it custom built. This is kind of a no stone left unturned type of project for me. Over the years, there's been many iterations. I've done little upgrades. I've changed the drivetrain a couple times. I've had to replace the rear hub. I've had to do lots of things. Take a closer look. I'll talk a little bit about Waterford bikes and what they've meant to me. Sit back, relax, and let's dig into it. This is a really nice example of how clean the TIG welding is on this bike. This bike is made with True Temper S3 tubing, which you can't get anymore. It was a proprietary tube set, I believe True Temper developed with Waterford. Very lightweight, very thin. But it's almost like aluminum, but it's steel. Those welds are tight. Nice little lugged seat cluster here. Just for a little reinforcement. It's a cantilever brake bike. Waterford, with their S3 bikes, the S3 tubing bikes, they do things like drill these little holes in the dropouts, you know, because that saves weight. I say, the only fancy bikes I like to work on are my own, and this is my fanciest one. So yeah, True Temper S3 tubing. Here's the fork and crown. I could talk a little bit about the geometry. There's not a whole lot of special things going on with the geometry, but a lot of times with these randoneering bikes, people go with a real low trail. I went with mid trail. I don't remember what the rake of this fork and all the numbers are, but the trail works out to about 52. I didn't do 650B because I just don't really think it's necessary. I think that 700C is a better wheel size. So 700C by 38. I use the Rene Ercé Compass, formerly Compass, Barlow Pass extra lights. I'm using Tubolito tubes, and these are Velocity Quill rims, rim brake rims, Sapim X-ray spokes, C-X-ray, I think they're called. Rene Ercé cantilever brakes. I splurged. And look at that. It's just all so nicely machined and excellent. Hammered hammered Honjo fenders. I don't remember which light this is. Took a couple iterations and then I found this cage or protector for the rear light. And that's all connected with the dynamo. Got my Randoneers USA buddy flap back here, very reflective. Randoneers like they're reflective. This is Shimano Ultegra, I can't remember the number, but 2x11. I think the greatest mechanical group set ever built. Well, at least for road. This stuff is just perfect. Originally built this bike with Campagnolo Potenza 11 speed and rode that for a season, but I had troubles with the driver. This is an Onyx rear hub. It's silent. Oh, there's Gregor. Hey Greg. Yeah, you want to fix some bikes this morning? Oh, what you doing there, buddy? Anyway, back to the hub. The Campagnolo driver kept breaking. Left me stranded one night in the middle of nowhere at 9 p.m. just after the sun went down, and it was a major problem. Replaced it, and that one broke. And then finally, I switched the driver to a Shimano driver, and then I used a Shimano cassette. Then I came across a DI2 group set and put that on here and did that for a little bit, and I kind of hated it. And then I just said, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna buy the Ultegra and put it on. Perfect now. So up here in the cockpit, I have my Swift Industries, what is this? I think it's the Ozette bag. This is the medium-sized bag. I've had the large ones. I think they're a little too big. I think this is the perfect size. Absolutely wonderful Rando bag. I use this for touring. I use it for randoneering. It's nice and lightweight. And then this part right here is a Decalure. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Decalure, but oh, I got it Velcro down there. So this mount goes right on the bag. You can see this is a Velo orange one. That mount goes on the Decalure here. So the bag then goes right there, and it's got some Velcro straps underneath that you can strap it to your rack, but you don't even really need to. And that holds the bag steady. It really doesn't go anywhere. It's pretty nice. There's a little thing here too. It's a little bit trickier, but so there's a little strap down here that kind of holds it from flopping up. But that's how that bag works. When you're touring, when you get to the campsite, you can just take the bag off and throw it on the picnic table, and it's pretty awesome. So down here, I have a Sun Dynamo hub, and then I have a wire back here. So it runs up into the fork, and then comes out of the fork in here. And then this guy is a sine wave something or another USB charger, so I can charge devices as I ride. I have an Adalux front light. You can't do both. Well, you can do both at the same time, but the light is really dim and just kind of dumb. And then this is the USB port, so I can just charge stuff in my bag as I ride if I need to. I usually turn the light off and just charge in between stops if I have to. I don't use it all that often, but I've just kind of made it work. I made some brackets and bolted it to the fender. Everything's really solid. This is the really fancy, expensive Rene Arce front rack. It's very minimalist, very lightweight, works really well with the brakes. Everything's designed to work, you know, it's just the one bolt right through here. It's just great. It's all designed to work together. And then the rear light wire goes up and into the frame here. I had them put in a port, and that runs down through the bottom bracket and back out. Nice. That's a Portland Design Works. I think they call it the King of Ding, and I like it. It just acts as a headset spacer. It's just right there. Easy to access. Right now I have a black stem on there because I stole the silver one for my new custom built Ellis that I'll be doing a video on very shortly. I've ordered some bags and want to do a special thing for that. These are Velo Orange Grand Cru bars. I can't remember all of the details, but man, are they comfortable. Yeah, I can be on these things for days. Nice short and shallow drops, just very comfortable. I can just settle in down here. Nice and easy up here. I like the big wide bars. And then, of course, I just don't think you can beat the ergonomics of the Shimano stuff, especially from this era. I love bar end shifters, I like friction, I like all the old stuff, but as far as mechanical group sets go, I don't think you can beat this 11-speed Ultegra stuff. This is my very favorite Brooks B17 saddle. It's just the most comfortable one I've got, and so it lives on this bike. I actually have more miles on this bike, I think, than any of my other bikes. I don't ride it that much, or I haven't in the last couple of years because I haven't had much time to do much randoneering because I've been too busy with the bike shop, which sucks, but this is my go-to randoneering bike. This is a Brooks bag. I don't even remember what I have in it. Oh, I've got a microfiber towel for no good reason. Don't need to be carrying that around. Actually, I probably have that in there just so stuff doesn't flop around back here. An extra butyl tube. I've got an extra, what you call it, Tubolito tube, CO2 patches. Got some hand warmers. I don't know, just random garbage in here. Multi-tool, and apparently microfiber towel, just to kind of fill up some space. These are nice, night eyes, twist ties. If you don't have any of these, nice thing to just kind of put on your saddle rails in case you gotta dry something out. You can just kind of hang it off the back of your bike. I just keep that there just in case. Talk a little bit about the gearing I have on this bike. You can say I've got 4630 Rene or say cranks. Very shiny, very lightweight, very fancy. I use Shimano SPD pedals. And yeah, this is a 15 millimeter bolt. I just think that's classy as hell. Sir Gregor's back. Yeah, he's my best friend in the whole wide world. Who's my best friend? Okay. And then 1132. So 3032 gives me some ultra low gearing. I like that. Oh, here's a nice angle of the brakes. Look at how sexy these things are. Ooh, those are the best cantilever brakes ever made. Just phenomenal. Down here in the nether regions, in bottom bracket land, you can see the crank arm. Isn't that gorgeous? Man, that is a thing of beauty. And then you can see the welds. There's my fender mount. And then this is some electronics I've got hidden behind a bunch of duct tape, aluminum duct tape. And there's the wire port for the rear light. And then that wire comes in, you know, goes in and through inside the fender. And I have it taped with the same tape all the way up through the fender and back to the light. Oh, here's a bummer that I just noticed. A little bit of usage happening. Got some chips. Try to take good care of it. Yep. So Waterford Precision Cycles, USA, made here in Wisconsin, Waterford, Wisconsin. They just closed this year. Waterford is what Richard Schwinn, the grandson of the original Schwinn, I can never remember his name. Everybody thinks it's Arnold, but it's not. Arnold is the last name of the other guy that started Arnold Schwinn Bicycle Corporation. But anyway, Richard started Waterford Precision Cycles in the Paramount factory in Waterford, Wisconsin, when Schwinn filed for bankruptcy in the 80s. And they started making custom steel bicycles, race bikes primarily, and touring bikes. Oh yeah, this is the Cane Creek 110, I think, headset. So anyway, I have always wanted a Waterford, custom Waterford touring bike. And then when I finally had enough money, I reached out to Waterford and came up with a plan, and they helped me design it. Oh yeah, this is cool. A brazed on W. And I picked out my tubing and came up with a design and talked through it with their designer. And then one day I got a box to Andy Quant at Gibbs Bike Shop from Richard Schwinn, Waterford Precision Cycles. Oh yeah. So these are the very fancy Nitto, some people say Nitto, I always say Nitto. Bottle cages, these are hollow tubes. They're ridiculously expensive. And I can't remember which one. This one isn't as fancy, but it's closed down here for holding an extra bottle. I don't know what else to say about this one. I hope everybody finds this interesting. That is my Brevet bike. I can't help but think I missed something on this one, but I think I gave you the gist of it. A lot of thought and effort has gone into building up this bike. It's been a lot of fun. I'd like to say I never stopped tweaking it, but I can't find anything else that I'd change on it at this point. This thing is all good. All I ever have to do with this is pull it off the hook, put some air in the tires, and go for a bike ride. It took me a couple of years to tweak the fit and the handlebars and the lever position, get the saddle in the right spot, get my cleats adjusted right, but all I have to do is put on my shoes and I'm good to go the distance on this one. If you like this video, let me know in the comments for sure so I know to make more of them. I do read all the comments. If you want to see me ride it, the best way is to stay connected to the channel, and the best way to do that is to subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you and your bike can stay tuned.